Good morning, students. Today I am going to discuss Contemporary India 2, Social Science Geography, Class 10, Chapter 3. And the chapter name is Water Resources. Before starting the topic, all of you please listen and note that the theoretical part of this chapter, water resource, to be assessed in the periodic test only, and it will not be evaluated in board examination. But the map items will be evaluated in board examination. Let's start. At first, water is a renewable natural resource, and we all know that another name of water is life, because we cannot live 1 minute without water. You already know that 3/4 or 71% of the Earth's surface is covered with water, but only a small proportion of it accounts for fresh water that can be put to use. This fresh water is mainly obtained from surface runoff or surface flow and also groundwater that is continually being renewed and recharged through the hydrological cycle or water cycle. Now, you might wonder that if 3/4 of the world is covered with water and water is a renewable resource, then how is it that countries and regions around the globe suffer from water scarcity? Now, I give some important facts of water resources. The oceans and seas cover about 96.5% of the water of the Earth's surface. And this water is totally saline and not fit for human consumption and cultivation. So this water is totally unused. Remaining 2.5% is fresh water, and maximum fresh water occurs as ice sheet and glaciers in Antarctica, Greenland and mountain, and they are totally inaccessible. And remaining only 30% of fresh water is available and fit for human use and cultivation. And it is found as groundwater, as surface water in rivers and lakes, and as water vapor in the atmosphere. While a little less than 30% is stored as groundwater, and just imagine this small amount of water used by world's 90% population for their daily purposes. And India receives nearly 4% of the total global precipitation, like rainfall, snowfall, etc. By 2025, it is predicted that large parts of India will suffer by water scarcity or water shortage problem. What is water scarcity? Water scarcity or shortage means non-availability of water. When water is not sufficiently available to human beings for drinking and for fulfilling their other needs, then such a situation is called water scarcity. Given the abundance and renewability of water, it is difficult to imagine that we may suffer from water scarcity. We immediately associate it with regions having low rainfall or those that are drought prone. The desert of Rajasthan and Oman's balancing many matkas, matkas means clay pots, used for collecting and storing water and traveling long distance to get water. Here you can see two different pictures of Chennai in Tamil Nadu state. Last year, water shortage or scarcity problem occurred there, and you also can see that people are waiting long times for one bucket of water. Now just imagine what happened when all India will be waterless. Water scarcity is an outcome of large and growing population and consequent water demand and unequal access. It is mainly caused due to the variation in seasonal and annual precipitation like rainfall, overexploitation of groundwater for agricultural and industrial purposes, excessive use and unequal access to water among different social groups, water pollution by domestic and industrial waste, chemicals and pesticides also, and lastly, ever-growing population and consequent greater demands of water. According to Falkenmark, a Swedish expert, water stress occurs when water availability is between 1000 and 1600 cubic meter per person per year. It is an estimation. Water scarcity in India. Now you think that is it possible that an area or region may have ample or sufficient water resource but is still facing water scarcity? Many of our cities are such example. Thus, water scarcity may be an outcome of large and growing population and consequent great demands for water and unequal access to it. Much of the water scarcity in India is caused not by natural disaster like flood, drought, landslide, etc., but rather because of severe mismanagement of water resources, lack of government planning, increased intensive industrialization and urbanization, human waste like pollution, and government corruption. Major causes are: number one, large and growing population and consequent great demands for water, especially fresh water. It is the major cause of water scarcity in India. Number two, water do not use not only domestic purposes, but water also need to produce more food. In India, water resources are being exploited to expand irrigated areas or agricultural areas and dry season agriculture also. Most of the farmers in India have their own wells and tubewells in their farms for irrigation, which reduce the groundwater continuously. It was also a major problem. And lastly, the ever-increasing number of industries in India in recent time has made matters worse by exerting pressure on existing freshwater resources. Moreover, multiplying urban center with large and dense population and urban lifestyle have not only added to water and energy requirement but have further aggravated the problems. So far, we have focused on the maximum aspect of water scarcity. Now let us consider another situation where water is sufficiently available to meet the needs of the people, but the area still suffers from water scarcity. What is the reason? Because this scarcity may be due to bad quality of water, means pollution, water pollution. Here you can see some real life picture of water scarcity or shortage problem in India. Increasing population, increasing urbanization, tubewell irrigation for agriculture, which reduce more groundwater, and water pollution. Needs of water conservation in India. Water is life, and we need to conserve and manage our water resource are as follows. Number one, to safeguard ourselves from health hazard, we need to conserve water. To ensure food security also, generating of hydroelectricity, continuation of our livelihoods and productive activities, and also to prevent degradation of our natural ecosystem, And lastly, need for everyday domestic purposes like drinking, cooking and washing purposes, water conservation is needs. Water conservation and management. Water conservation is essential for our sustain in this planet. Some methods of water conservation are: number 1, do not cut the forest and plant the trees. And forest slow the surface runoff and replenish underground water. Number 2, rooftop rainwater harvesting is another method to save rainwater from surface runoff. Number 3, the canals means long artificial water channel used for agricultural field should be properly lined, which minimize losses by water seepage or infiltration. Number 4, in dry region like desert area with high rate of evaporation, drip or trickle irrigation is very useful. Drip or trickle irrigation means drop by drop water, and it is a kind of irrigation in which water gets dropped in the form of drips close to roots of the plants for conserving the moisture. And lastly, control the discharge of untreated sewage, agricultural chemicals and industrial waste in the water bodies. Multipurpose river project and integrated water source management. First, what is multipurpose project? Multipurpose project is a project from where we get multiple benefits, and river is an example of this project. Multipurpose project launched after independence with their integrated water resource management approach were thought of as the vehicle that would lead the nation to development and progress, overcoming the handicap of its colonial past, means British rule. First Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru proudly proclaimed the dams as the temples of modern India. The reason being that it would integrate development of agriculture and the village economy with rapid industrialization and growth of the urban economy also. Multipurpose river projects are large-scale hydro projects. It's including dams for water retention, canals for irrigation in agricultural field, power generation, that means hydel energy produce, water processing, and pipelines to supply water to cities and industries. But how do we conserve and manage water? Archaeological and historical records show that from ancient or historical times, we have been constructing sophisticated hydraulic structure like dams, built of stone rubble, reservoir or lakes, and canals for irrigation. Not surprisingly, we have continued this tradition in modern India by building dams in most of our river basin. I give an example. During the ancient time of Chandragupta Maurya, dams, lakes, and irrigation system were extensively built. Now I am telling what is the definition of dam. A dam is a barrier that built to impound the river waters and that obstruct, directs or retards the flow of rivers, often creating a reservoir or lake. Some example of multipurpose river projects are: number 1, in the Satluj River, the Bhakra Nangal project water is being used both for the hydel power production and for irrigation. In the Mahanadi River, the Hirakud project water is being used for conservation of water with flood control. There are some other major multipurpose projects of India are: Tungabhadra project in Tungabhadra River, Nagarjuna Sagar project on Krishna River in Andhra Pradesh, Sardar Sarovar project on Narmada river in Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra and Rajasthan. Farakka project on Ganga river in West Bengal. And lastly, Chambal project on Chambal river in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. Here you see a picture of a dam and reservoir or lake. Here, left side pictures show the Bhakranangal project on Satluj Bias river in Punjab, and right hand side pictures show Hirakud project on Mahanadi river in Odisha, and it is the longest dam in India. Advantage of dams or multi-purpose river project. Basically, dams are built for several purposes, and these purposes are: provide water for agricultural field, provide hydel power or cooling for nuclear power plants. Dams provide water for human and industrial consumption. They eliminate or reduce flooding in low-lying areas. They also provide reservoir or lakes for fisheries or fishing activity. They improve inland navigation or transportation system, and also dams provide recreation or relaxation. So lastly, dams are now referred to as multi-purpose projects for their many uses. Some disadvantages of dams or multi-purpose river projects are: multi-purpose projects and dams have come under great scrutiny and opposition for a variety of reasons recent time. Because number one, regulating and damming of rivers affect their natural flow, which cause poor sediment flow and excessive sedimentation at the bottom of the reservoir or lake. Number two, dams also fragment the rivers and making it difficult for aquatic fauna like fishes and other water species to migrate one place to another place. It also introduces earthquake, waterborne disease and epidemic. The reservoirs that are created for the dams, which also submerge the extensive vegetation on the floodplains during the rainy season. And big dams have mostly been unsuccessful in controlling floods at the time of excessive rainfall. So there are several disadvantages of dams. Social movements. It is another disadvantages. Multipurpose project and large dam have also been the cause of many new social movements like Narmada Bachao Andolan and also Tehri Dam Andolan. Narmada Bachao Andolan or Save Narmada movement is a non-governmental organization that mobilized tribal people, farmers on that area, environmentalists all over the India and human rights activities to fight against the Sardar Sarovar Dam being built across the Narmada river in Gujarat. And here, remember that social worker Medha Patkar in 1985 led the Narmada Bachao Andolan. And second Andolan is Tehri Dam Andolan or movement. It has been the object of protest by environmental organization and local people of the region to fight against the Tehri Dam being built across the Bhagirathi river near Tehri in Uttarakhand. And here also remember environmental activities Sundarlal Bahuguna in 1980 led the Tehri Dam Andolan movement. Resistance to this project has primarily been due to large-scale displacement of local community and deforestation. Here you see two movements picture and the reason of this movement. Upper one is Narmada Bachao Andolan and Sardar Sarovar Dam in Gujarat, and next one is Tehri Dam Andolan and Tehri Dam in Uttarakhand. Rainwater harvesting system. Many thought that given the disadvantages and rising resistance or obstruction against the multipurpose projects water harvesting system was a viable alternative, both socioeconomically and environmentally. People have in-depth knowledge of rainfall regime and soil type and develop wide-ranging techniques to harvest rainwater, groundwater, river water, and flood water in keeping with the local ecological condition and their water needs. Rainwater harvesting refers to gathering, accumulation, and storing rainwater for different uses. And it is commonly practiced in Himalayan region, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Meghalaya, and several other places. Several methods of rainwater harvesting. Number 1. In hill and mountainous region, people build diversion channel like the Guls or Kuls of the western Himalayas for agriculture. So here, diversion channel or different channel in western Himalayas called Guls or Kuls. Rooftop rainwater harvesting was commonly practiced to store drinking water, particularly in Rajasthan, Meghalaya, and Tamil Nadu states, and all the houses traditionally had underground tanks for storing drinking water. And it's also an effective method of rainwater harvesting. Last one is, in the floodplains of West Bengal, during the rainy season, people develop inundation or flood channels on the floodplain to irrigate their agricultural fields. Here you see some picture of rainwater harvesting method in different parts. Guls or Kuls in western Himalayas, inundation channel and floodplain in West Bengal, rooftop rainwater harvesting in Rajasthan. Also remember that in arid and semi-arid regions, agricultural fields were converted into rain-fed storage structure that allow the water to stand and moist the soil. And this process is called khadins in Jaisalmer and johars in other parts of the Rajasthan. Now I am discuss rooftop rainwater harvesting method in Rajasthan. A great part of Rajasthan is a desert. So the availability of water was always a problem there. So mitigate or stop this problem, they adopting this harvesting method. The process are in the semi-arid and arid regions, arid means dry area, of Rajasthan, particularly in Bikaner, Phalodi and Barmer, almost all the houses traditionally had underground tanks for storing drinking water. The tanks could be as large as big room and were built inside the main house or courtyard. The tanks were part of the rooftop rainwater harvesting system, and tanks were connected to the sloping roofs of the houses through a pipe. Rain falling on the rooftop would travel down the pipe and was stored in this underground tank. The rainwater is an extremely reliable source of drinking water when all the other sources are dry up. Rainwater, also called Palar Pani, as commonly in this part, and it's considered the purest form of natural water. Here you see the process of rooftop rainwater harvesting system, and right side pictures show that a household practice rooftop rainwater harvesting system in Rajasthan arid areas. Lastly, I am telling some interesting fact in this chapter. In the 11th century, Bhopal Lake in Madhya Pradesh, one of the largest artificial lake of its time, was built. And in the 14th century, the tank in Hauz Khas, Delhi, was constructed by the King Iltutmish for supplying water to Siri Fort area. So building of lake and dam is an oldest method, and Next one is bamboo drip irrigation system. Bamboo drip irrigation system is a 200 years old system of tapping stream and spring water by using bamboo pipes and carrying water from higher to lower region through gravity. Meghalaya and other northeastern states are practice this type of irrigation system. And lastly, Tamil Nadu is the first state in India which has made rooftop rainwater harvesting structure compulsory to all the houses across the state. There are legal provision to punish the defaulters. Here you see the bamboo drip irrigation system, which is most effective way for harvesting of rainwater and use it for different purposes. This method of harvesting maximum seen in mountain areas. Thank you.